So you might have seen the law of sines before, this funny equation, and thought that it was strange. It looks too simple and too elegant to be true, right? How is this law even derived? In this video, I will be showing a simple and intuitive way to prove the law of sines. So first things first, we're gonna draw our triangle with sides or with angles A, B, and C, or also with sides little a, little b, and little c. We're also gonna draw a red line that is perpendicular to side C, and a green line that is perpendicular to side B. Alright, so now this is where the magic really begins. So we know that sine of A which is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, we're going to call this red line H1. So sine of A is going to be equal to opposite over hypotenuse, which is H1 over B. And we also know that sine B, angle B over here, is going to be equal to opposite over hypotenuse, just H1 over A. We can rearrange both of these equations and get that H1 equals to B sine A. And we know that because, and we know this is true because we just multiplied both sides by little b. And we can also get that H1 equals to A sine B. Alright, so because both of these equations are equal to H1, that means that they must be equal to each other. So we also know that B sine A is going to be equal to A sine B. And we can divide both sides by little b and little a to get that sine A over little a is going to be equal to sine B over little b. So what about the sine C over little c part? So to do that, we're gonna look at the green line. So if you look at, actually we'll start with angle A. So sine of A is going to be equal to opposite over hypotenuse. I'm going to call this green line H2. So opposite, which is H2, over C. And we also know that sine of angle C is going to be equal to H2 over A, little a. And we can rearrange those equations like we did last time. H2 is going to be equal to C sine A. And H2 is also going to be equal to A sine C. So because both of these equations are both equal to H2, that means that they must be equal to each other. So therefore, we know that C sine A equals to, is equal to A sine C. And we can divide both sides by little a and little c to get that sine A over little a equals to sine C over little c. And note that because sine B over little b is equal to sine A over little a, and sine C over little c is also equal to sine A over little a, we know that sine B over little b is going to be equal to sine C over little c. So they're actually all just equal to each other. So we know that sine A over little a is equal to sine b over little b, which equals to sine c over little c. And note that you can also write this, basically you can flip the numerators and denominators. You can also get that a over sine a equals to b over sine b, which is also equal to c over sine c. And that's pretty much everything for proving the law of sines. So if you like this concise, no BS way of teaching, please consider supporting the channel. And please also consider supporting the channel if this video has given you value. Thank you for your attention, and good luck in your studies.